Hello, hello.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back and Happy New Year for everybody, because we are now officially in 2026.
2026. We are live with Project Update 2.0. Happy for everybody to be tuning in. How's everybody's New Year's? How's everybody's 2025?
As we get some more people hopping in, uh, I am grateful that 2025 is over and that we can go and get started on an even stronger 2026, where we have a whole bunch of things planned for everybody. We are still working towards the summer release date for our demo, like we mentioned before. We're still currently on track for that. So, fingers crossed that we can continue our positive momentum and really make our statement a reality.
Tim, how was your?
So, we got work here, guys. Yeah, hopefully everyone has survived their 2025 and is ready for 2026. Because I know I've already seen a couple of posts talking about how they're not prepared. But yeah, hopefully it's a better year for everybody, even if you had a good year last year.
And Tim, how was your 2025?
My 2025, I would say a good 95% of it, especially because of this project, was a really good year, and I can't wait to continue that momentum. How about yours, Jack?
Mine was I was a 2025 was a crazy year. Pretty good though, and I'm happy to start 2026 sprinting with Creative Mob.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, hopefully everyone that's here kind of feels the same way that we did, or if you didn't have a great 2025, hopefully this is a good time to turn around and make it a better year going forward.
All right, it is already 4:25, so it's over. Community update so that everybody can see the one of our biggest updates that we've ever had. All right. All right, so welcome to Community Update 2.0. That's right. So Update 2.0, probably one of our biggest community updates we have from Creative Mob and behind con. This is a lore heavy, so Tim and I that you and that you like world building with. Right. So I don't think either of us are going to spend too long on this in general. We're just going to run through the basics of this update, talk a little bit about future marketing plans and strategies from us for what else you guys can see for the rest of the year. Once you guys go off to read the update yourselves. So, like we said at the start of the stream, Happy New Year, everybody. Love from Creative Mob. The whole team has been taking a break. Firstly, last few weeks of December, team wide, we're all back at it, hard at work. First all team meeting of the year just happened. Leads are on the same schedule. We're all ready to hit the ground running, and we've got a lot of awesome stuff in store. Work has been pretty flawless recently. As soon as this post, we'll let you right back to recruiting new members for 2026 to continue growing the team. Some extremely talented, as you'll see as you read this update, brand new marketing strategies, brand new version, updated socials across all of our accounts, which is awesome. Also, of course, the whole point of this team and this project, which is building a demo. Those are our goals here at the start of 2026, and you'll kind of get a glimpse at what the rest of 2026 will look to our market. So, Tim, you have any idea what would make community updates even better than they would before?
Um, I think that's such an open-ended question. So there's a lot of things, but is there something that you, as the marketing manager, have planned?
I do, yes, and I'm glad that you answered it that way. I have planned multiple updates a month for the community in 2026. So, through the awesome help of Tim and the rest of the team, be able to produce more content for the community across 2026 and the build up to the demo's release, where you guys will get to see more Conqueror, you guys will get to see more assets, and you guys will get to have even better content put into your laps. So that means more opportunities to listen to music, more opportunities to see artwork, more opportunities to see gameplay and mechanics, hear from people behind the team, and really see this project come together. So, with that, all that we ask you guys to do as community members is just please continue supporting us and tuning into these things every month when we have our community streams like this, when we announce that we're going to be doing Overlord gameplays, and when we do these community updates or we release these new YouTube videos and content updates. Please let us know what you think, comment, and share the videos to people that you think would care about the game, especially as it continues growing and evolving. And also, if you like the stuff that you're seeing, feel free to shout out and let us know how much you like the artwork, the music, graphics, the gameplay, the mechanics, the dev diaries. That stuff goes right back to the team, and they so much. They're working hard to make a game that. So, I'm going to address the elephant in the room here on this community update. This calendar here is actually laying for everyone. 3 upcoming Tuesdays in January that are going to feature new community updates. So these will be short form video content available right on our studio YouTube channel. So please tune in each Tuesday of January, except for the 27th. And we will have a video for you that has new content, new Conqueror content, stuff from behind the team, and that should be the case going forward. So which department gets community updates? So going forward, our community updates are going to focus on one department at a time. January, see here. As far as for the rest of the months leading up to summer with the demos, you'll actually be able to hear from one independent department from highlighting the people on the team. We'll be highlighting the assets that they created. We'll be highlighting the ways in which they work. Each of these community updates themed, worked around that department, how to display. So whenever it comes around and you guys are hearing the design department themed and it will update vice versa. So Tim, there's going to be a wall of text here for everyone to love for everyone to go off and bulk of these. Can you tell us a little bit about experience working with the writing department, their experience both with what they're reading here, some of the creative myths from the pantheon, and some of the
Sure. So when it came to overall the writing that we have done, one of the most important things that we wanted to do, and it's something I commented on a while back for people who've been with us that long and can remember, is that I kind of talked about how I didn't think there was a lot of really in-depth or a lot of strong lore within the game that we were pulling inspiration from being Overlord. And I thought that's something that we can definitely do a lot better. Not just because writing has changed, or even the standards of writing have been changed since then, but also just a matter of we really want to take pride in our game. We want to make sure that it's something that, every single person that works on this game can be proud of. And a lot of the fundamentals of a good game, in my opinion, especially with a single player game like ours, really relies on the narrative to go ahead to make an engaging world and to give you a reason to want to learn more about it and get involved and get deeper and get immersed. Um, so one of the big things that I did was trying to find writers who I thought were capable of handling some of the overall themes that we wanted to go for, being, having a rich mythology for each of our races and having strong locations that made sense and reflect the cultures that we have, and just some of the other things that currently at this time we're not going to be able to reveal, but overall making sure that our team can go ahead and make these very gripping, very telling narratives and be able to pull in players and kind of show that we have given a lot of thought into the world that we are creating for everybody. So when I originally started as a writer, uh, originally it was just kind of like, okay, we have a world, but it's a matter of filling that world with, interesting characters, interesting character arc, and all these other kind of minute things that some people don't really think about. That is really important for us when it comes to just telling a story. So as I kind of moved on and moved higher within our studio and tried to figure out what I want this story to be and what kind of themes we want to tackle, making sure that our writers were also on the same wavelength of being comfortable tackling some of the themes that we have and going to some of the places that we plan on going to. And you can read within some of the lore that we have posted prior and that we're posting now that, I mean, right now we're sticking with dwarves being such a strong focus because within the demo that's going to be the race that you're fighting, but making sure that dwarves felt something that was familiar to some people, but also having us bring something new to the table. And as we continue going on and with further updates, you're going to be seeing some of the other things that we are bringing to the table. And we want that similar approach of something that can initially pull people in by being familiar, but watching us have a unique take on it to go ahead and make it feel unique to Conqueror and unique to the world that we are creating. So that has always been the biggest thing driving me forward. And it's something I've gotten really lucky that a majority of the writers feel the exact same way. And there's even times where I give them an assignment and they completely blow me out of the water with how in depth they're willing to go and how much they're willing to flesh out some of the elements. Like you can go ahead and read. Some of these were really fascinating to read about, and I know you guys can't see all of it yet, but once you get there, I promise it's going to be very exciting, and hopefully we continue to create a world that people want to further explore even after Conqueror.
That's just fantastic. And having worked on this community update, being able to read through the stuff and the stuff that we didn't share here, it was incredibly fascinating. And I found myself picking and choosing the excerpts that I was going to share on this community update based on things that really spoke to me. And so it was important to me to pull these quotes and these excerpts from Dwarven creation myths, from texts, just largely documentation from the writing department in general, it was important for me to pull it out of context so that the community could get a tease of some of the fantastic storytelling I saw, and also have it large part removing certain contextual pieces of fiction from so that whenever players discover them or are told these stories from the game or find them in the some way, however we decide to interpret it, receive a whole context.
Yeah, and with that, again, one of the big things that we've really pushed for is just the way that we're approaching this narrative. And hopefully that's something that even though we're not showing that much, we can still get people's buy-in, and hopefully you guys are all excited to continue learning about the world that we're making. Because I know even though we've already done so much writing wise, there's still a lot more that we have to do. And, you know, hearing any kind of questions that you guys have, or just seeing the amount of engagement you guys have with the world that we're making, will inspire our writers to create even more content and have it even better than what has already been created.
So in general, a lot of this update will cover dwarves. There's a section here for the kobolds as well, or their origin story, and then also an excerpt from Saving Fortune. It's a fantastic little excerpt story. And obviously, at the end of this community spotlight team, talk about themselves. You get kind of who's on the team, their inspirations, some of the stuff that they recently. So, for anybody who's interested by those things or excited by the little teases, spotlights for what we're talking about, channel, Discord, just let us know how it or this is this is a lot of fun for us to be able to part. We are fairly motivated by wonderful growing community that are participating single month, popping in. So definitely a much shorter community update from us this time around, but because there was so much more content in the update itself, we really want themselves in their own capacity. I don't think it's effective for us to sit here ourselves. But also are opening up the floor for community questions. So Tim, I'm not sure questions that were asked over the break or if anybody is still in the
Yeah, let me quickly double check to make sure that there are no questions anew for us. Let's take a look here. Okay, so um, we have a couple new questions that I'm able to go ahead and answer for the community. So one is, are you planning on giving us different types of kobolds? And if so, what are they? Two, are you being inspired solely by the first Overlord or the series in general? Um, so it's something that we have mentioned before. We do have four different types of kobolds, which fill a similar role to what they did in Overlord. Um, where you have your kind of frontliner, you have your assassin, your range, and then your support. As for the overall inspirations, while my personal preference has always been the first Overlord game, uh, that isn't stopping us from taking inspiration from the entire series. Now, with that being said, I mean, for everyone who's been a fan of this series, you know that the last entry was not really the greatest. And that's something that we are aware of, and that's something that we're hoping not to replicate and to not only take our inspirations from those games, but also make sure that we're carving our own different direction going forward. And then the next question, will be able to sit on a customizable throne and look cool like an Elder Scrolls game. The more and more questions we get about being able to sit on the throne, uh, I mean, at first, you know, it was one of those things where yes, you can sit on the throne. Uh, as for the level of customization, it's becoming very apparent that we're getting enough feedback on that people want that type of interaction. So that is something that going forward, I can make sure that the artists are aware of. So once we get to that point of being ready, we can go ahead and make sure that that's a dream that a lot of people can live out through Conqueror.
Right, and do we have any questions in the chat?
All right, yeah. If there are no questions, then we will probably start to transition.
All right. All right, everyone. So thank you for tuning in. That was Community Update 2.0. Tim and I are going to go ahead and hop out. We were able to do a much larger community update this time around with these focus on individual departments. Can't wait to see you guys next month. And as the community update tells you, please make sure to stay tuned on our community YouTube and other socials for future updates and also the smaller updates that we'll be releasing throughout the month. So thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll talk to you guys next time.
Yep. Thank you. Have a good one, Hork.